You cancelled plans with a friend last week, and you spent 45 minutes crafting the perfect excuse. You made a decision about your life, your career, your relationship, or your money, and you felt this uncomfortable itch, this almost physical need to justify it to people who didn't even ask. Here's what nobody ever told you. That itch, that need to explain yourself, is costing you your power, your confidence, and in some cases, your actual life. Today, we're going to talk about 10 brutal, liberating, and life-changing lessons about why you need to stop explaining your life to other people. And I promise you this, by the end of this script, you're going to feel something shift. Something you've been carrying for years is going to get lighter. But first, stay with me, because lesson no. One is the one that's going to reframe everything else. Welcome. If you're new here, this is about mastering the philosophy of personal power, confidence, and self-leadership. Let's get into it. Drop this in your notes app right now. My life, my call, no explanation one. You don't owe anyone an explanation. When did you sign the contract? No. Seriously. When did you sit down, pick up a pen, and agree that every decision you make in your life has to be approved, validated, or understood by the people around you? You didn't. Nobody did. But most of us are living like we did. We walk around with this invisible contract in our heads, this unspoken agreement that says, if I do something, I must explain it. If someone questions me, I must justify myself. If someone disagrees, I must convince them. And here's the wild part. Nobody gave you that contract. You wrote it yourself. Somewhere between childhood and adulthood, you absorbed a belief that your choices need external permission to be valid. Think about where that came from. Maybe you had parents who questioned every decision, or you grew up in an environment where your choices were criticized or dismissed. Somewhere along the way, explanation became a survival mechanism. If I can explain it well enough, they won't reject me. If I can justify it clearly enough, they won't judge me. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That means power over your mind, not over other people's opinions or how they receive your decisions. Your inner world is the only territory you were ever meant to govern. The Stoics called this the hegemonikon, the ruling faculty. When you stop explaining, you reclaim that command center. You take back the keys. You don't owe anyone an explanation, not because you're arrogant, but because your decisions belong to you, and you are the only one who has to live with them. Lesson 2. Over-explaining is a trauma response. This might be the most important thing I say today. Over-explaining is not a communication style. It is a trauma response. Trauma doesn't only mean big catastrophic events. It is any experience that taught your nervous system that it wasn't safe to simply exist without justifying your existence. If you grew up where your feelings were dismissed, you learned to build a legal case for your emotions before you expressed them. You developed over-explaining as a preemptive defense. Here's what it looks like. Sending 3 follow-up texts explaining what you meant, or saying no, and then spending 10 minutes justifying that no. Even diminishing your achievements is a form of over-explaining. Epictetus said, "Seek not that the things which happen should happen as you wish, but wish the things which happen to be as they are." When you over-explain, you are trying to make reality conform to a world where everyone approves of you. The Stoic response is to accept that judgment exists and to stop allowing the possibility of it to govern your behavior. Start noticing every time you feel the urge to over-explain and ask, am I explaining because this serves the conversation or because I'm afraid? Lesson 3. The more you explain, the less people believe you. There's a psychological principle called the over-justification effect. When you give someone too much justification, their brain actually starts to trust it less. Think of a desperate salesperson. The more reasons they give, the more your gut tells you something is wrong. This is called reactance. When someone pushes too hard, your brain pushes back. Imagine two people leaving a job. One lists 17 reasons, including the commute and the culture. The other simply says, "It was time for a new challenge." You trust the second person every time because their answer communicates certainty and self-possession. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Never esteem anything as of advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect." Self-respect in communication looks like speaking with economy. Every extra word you pile on out of fear is a quiet act of self-disrespect. It says, "I don't trust my own voice to be enough." Less words, more power. Lesson 4. The people who need you to explain yourself don't actually trust you. The need to constantly over-explain to those closest to you is often a symptom of a trust deficit. Genuine trust doesn't require constant justification. Think about your most secure relationship. You say, "I need this," and they say, "Okay." In other relationships, constant questioning means there is either conditional approval or a power imbalance. Seneca advised us to associate with those who make us better. If the people closest to you constantly demand explanation, you internalize that demand and start cross-examining yourself. You can love someone and also acknowledge that they don't make you feel safe enough to be fully yourself. Both things can be true. Trust is earned. Proof is not required. Lesson 5. Silence is not a weakness. It's your superpower. Most people are terrified of silence. The moment a conversation pauses, they rush to fill it with rambling and information nobody asked for. But silence is where meaning lives. When you speak without pause, you leave no room for your words to land. When you allow silence, your words carry more gravity. In a job interview, a 3-second deliberate silence before a concise answer signals that you are grounded and not reactive. Marcus Aurelius valued intellectual security, being so grounded in your values that you don't need to perform certainty through volume or speed. Before you answer any high-stakes question, pause for 3 seconds. Take one breath, then speak. It signals that you are choosing your words, not defaulting to verbal panic. Before we move to the final 5 lessons, if this content is resonating with you, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell right now. Comment, "I am the sovereign" below if you're ready to stop justifying your existence. Like this video and share it with one person who needs to reclaim their power. We drop these deep dives every single week to help you build an unshakable mindset. Now, let's get back into the lessons. Lesson 6. Stop defending yourself in arguments. When someone accuses you of something, your heart rate goes up and you immediately build a defense. This is defensive reactivity, and it destroys relationships. When you immediately defend yourself, you communicate that you feel threatened. Instead, you should absorb. Say, "That's interesting, tell me more," or simply "Okay." This disrupts the pattern of conflict. Epictetus famously said that if someone speaks ill of you, don't make excuses. Say, "He was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone." The Stoic response to criticism is not defense, it is perspective. Your worth is not determined by someone else's opinion, so their criticism carries no existential threat. You don't defend, you don't collapse, you stand. Lesson 7. The A.C.E. Framework for Powerful Communication. How do you communicate without over-explaining? Use the A.C.E. framework. Assertion, context, end. Most people lead with context and never get to the assertion. Flip it. Assert your point clearly and first, "I won't be at the event." Context should be minimal. "I have a prior commitment." Then, end. Stop talking. Don't apologize or trail off. Seneca said to hang on to your gut feelings. Every time you pile on explanations, you bury your gut under other people's potential reactions. The A.C.E. framework keeps your sovereignty visible. It trains your brain to lead with confidence, forcing you to make better decisions that you can actually stand behind. Lesson 8. The difference between explaining and communicating. Stoicism is not an argument for becoming closed off or dismissive. Healthy communication is essential. The difference is between communication that comes from security and communication that comes from fear. Explaining is appropriate when your decision directly impacts someone else, when you've made a professional mistake, or when vulnerability deepens intimacy. The filter is this: is this explanation serving the relationship, or is it serving my need to feel safe from judgment? If it's the latter, that's the habit we're unlearning. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. Communicate from virtue and genuine care, not from the need to manage perceptions." Lesson 9. Your identity is not up for public debate. Who are you when nobody is watching? That is the person we are trying to get back to. Psychology calls it the looking glass self, the idea that our self-image is formed by how we think others see us. Each time you over-explain, a small piece of your authentic self gets filed away. Epictetus taught that your identity doesn't belong to other people's opinions. It was never theirs to hold. Your true self cannot be taken away by someone's misunderstanding. It can only be abandoned by you. Begin making small, unexplained decisions every day. Order what you want, leave the party when you want, and say no without a story attached. You will start to hear your own thoughts again. Lesson 10. The life that becomes possible. Stopping the explanation isn't the goal. The goal is the freedom it creates. When you reclaim the mental bandwidth tied up in seeking approval, your creativity expands. Relationships get better because authenticity is magnetic. Your decision-making improves because you can hear yourself clearly. Most importantly, you develop dignity, wholeness within yourself. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that the consequences of our reactions are often grievous. The discomfort of not explaining lasts a moment, but the consequences of a lifetime of over-explaining last decades. There is a version of your life where you wake up knowing you are enough. That life is available right now. In the next moment, you choose clarity over justification. My life is not up for explanation. I stopped explaining. I started living. If you want to go even deeper into these principles and support the mission of mastering personal power, I invite you to join our exclusive membership community. You'll get access to behind-the-scenes content, direct Q&A sessions, and a tribe of like-minded individuals committed to Stoic excellence. Click the link in the description, or go to join to become a member today. Thank you for watching, and remember, your life speaks for itself. I'll see you in the next one.